use a base image, a Bond.js base image, and bundle together in this case, the Node.js application, and then a Docker Composer file that simply specifies the name, the services, and the network to use for the orchestration. So in practice, I'm just saying that I need these 3 services. The first one is the CBT application in itself, which I showed you the Docker file for earlier. Then the Postgres service, and then the MongoDB service. Then all I had to do is now to use networks to bind the 3 together so that the CBT application can talk across container boundaries with the database services. So now the good thing about Docker is that because I'm able to define those specific needs of my application, all I need to do now is to just slap a UI on it. So I just made an Electron application that all it does was to do the Docker thing that I just showed you. So all the user sees is this interface. But then, at the background, this application is actually doing all those Docker things I showed you earlier in the previous slide. And then the final use case that I want to highlight is actually something that happened June of this year. A user dropped a GitHub issue on the devs repo and says something like, DevDB could not work in a DDev project. So I was like, okay, fixed it. But I was curious because I had not had the word DDev before. I did not know what it was. So I went down the rabbit hole, and oh boy, was it an awesome tool. DDev is a tool that allows you to run web applications inside Docker containers. And the reason why this is awesome for my use case was because of 2 reasons. Number 1, now don't forget, I should mention that I was using Laravel Hard at the time, which is also something used for building web applications, for managing a web project. However, Laravel Hard at the time only had support for Mac OS. So I needed something that can work across all of my workstations, which is Linux, Microsoft, Windows, and Mac OS. And DDev ticked all those boxes for me. So it was no-brainer for me to switch. The second reason is because I also want to have all of those Docker niceties that I just explained. So I wanted to have everything. However, I was in a state of dilemma. I had Laravel Hard that has a very intuitive user interface, but then now I have a powerful CLI tool that I wanted to use. So I have to choose one. But like all of us builders do, and like Kirian said, we must ship, I pressed the button, at the same time. So what did that mean for me? That meant I had to build a UI that does DDev and satisfy my Laravel Hard intuitive UI. And that is how DevWorks Pro was born. So now, thank you. DevWorks Pro is a GUI for DDev. However, I don't want to have a tool that is just a UI slapped on top of a CLI tool. So I needed to add affordances that helps me to be productive, in my day-to-day coding. So I'll just quickly highlight the 4th stuff that I added that I think, some of you may find useful. Number 1 is so it's not clear here, it's a remote SSH inside the application. So when you have DevWorks Pro, you are able to remotely SSH into your server, and that is useful for like fixing stuff, configuring stuff, and all that. The second thing I want to highlight is also not clear here. It's called Scratchpad. Scratchpad is like a code runner that you can run. You can run your application code both locally and then on the remote server. And it is not clear here, but what I'm doing here is to list a number of eloquent models that is running in my application. And like I said, you can do that for both your locally running applications and for your remote applications. The third one is GitHub integration, which I think is very powerful. So when you have a project in DevWorks Pro, you're able to attach that project with a GitHub repository. So when you do that, you are able to list the issues, see the issues, manage the issues. There's something that is called Focus Pad, where you can list the titles of those issues in like a to-do list, and you can check them off. When you check them off, it automatically closes those issues, on the GitHub repo, which I think is very powerful and very good for productivity. And finally, the logs viewer. So the logs viewer is also something that helps you with debugging, because now you are not only able to view your local logs, but you're able to view your, remote server logs. So for example, your VPS, you're able to, debug stuff, see the content of your application. So that is, those are the 3 use cases of Docker that I see are very profound in highlighting how versatile Docker is as a tool. So to wrap it up, number 1, Docker is very versatile. You really need to have an appreciation of that fact for you to know the use cases where you can use Docker, like the CBT project that I mentioned, for example. Then finally, the second thing I want us to take away is that tools like test containers, DDev, DevWorks Pro are tools that helps us to have a better developer experience when working with Docker. So that is the end of my talk, but before I leave, I came bearing gifts, actually. So there's going to be a short quiz, 25 seconds, 2 questions, actually. You're going to need your internet phone, so get ready. If you are chatting, go to your browser now. The quiz is sponsored by DDev and Tracer. How many of you here use Tracer? How many of you is aware of Tracer? Ooh, wow. Okay, nobody, actually. So Tracer is a VS Code extension that gives you AI functionalities in your editor. And the reason why I like it is because it doesn't behave like Cursor or Windsurf, where you use tab, auto-completion, and all that. You actually give it a task, like Cloud Code. It gives you like a to-do list and actual implementation, before you now click on, go and do that stuff. So it saves time. It doesn't prevent you from doing the AI slot thing, where AI does stuff for you.
Can you hear me okay through this method?
What you want, you redo it again and all that. So that's the advantage to using Tracer. Okay, so are you ready with your phones now? If you are ready with your phone, say hi. Yeah, thank you. So you can scan this code or go to slido.com and enter that QR code. Let's make it very quick. Join. I'm going to see the counter there at the top right. So when we reach like maybe a good number, I'm going to continue. So let us do that quickly. It's a 25-second quiz. So it means what I'm calling gift is actually a prize, fastest finger. So if 2 people, let's make it 5 or 10. Quick. Okay. Okay. 6 works. Okay. So I'm going to go to the next slide now. The next slide is going to be your question, and you have 25 seconds. 25 seconds. Okay. Are you ready? Are you ready? You're afraid. Are you ready? We are 90, you are saying no. Who are the 90 people now? Okay, this is 22. Let's go. We can't wait for everybody. Okay, 30. When we reach 30? Okay, we have passed 30. Okay, your time starts now. Go. You want to do MySQL stuff now? Pick your answer. 25 seconds. Going 1, going 2, going 3, The second one is coming after this. Gone. Okay. Let's see the answers. Okay. So, who got it? Who's Marktronics? Marktronics, where are you? Come. You have a DDF swag. Put your hands together for Marktronics, please. Make it snappy. Catch! Nice one. So the second one, also 25 seconds. Your time starts now. I showed the two Orijos in my talk, actually. 25 seconds. Going once. Going twice. Going thrice. And gone. Yeah? Let's see the answer. Okay. A good number of you got it right. So let's see the fastest finger now. Right? Who's Joe? Oh, nice. Thank you. So for Joe, yours is a Tracer AI 1 month free subscription for Tracer Pro. So after you can come meet me. So finally, for those of you that are angry with me because you don't have swag, you don't have anything, if you are interested in Dev Workspace Pro, you can use the discount code PHPConnect20 for 20% off. You can chat me on _Dam005 on Twitter, dam005.dev for my blog to see the things I rant about on my blog. And thank you.